Assalamu alaikum guys. So today we will be learning how we can debug a TypeScript in VS Code. Let's just start with the JS file and see how we can debug it. For JavaScript, just head over to this debug and run tab and you can see run and debug button. First we need to add a breakpoint. Let's just say we add a breakpoint here and then we can click on run and debug. It would ask which runtime we want to use for the debugging. We can select node and here we can see our debugging is working as expected. Now that's for the JS file, but for TypeScript we have to do a little configuration to debug our TypeScript file. Let's convert our JS file into TS by simply renaming it. And here we have the TypeScript file. We can use TypeScript, but keep in mind, to use TypeScript, we need to define a tsconfig.json, which tells the TypeScript compiler to how to compile the TypeScript files into JS files. Let's understand what this tsconfig.json has. First of all, it has compiler options, which obviously tells the TypeScript compiler how it can convert TypeScript files to JS files. Some of the attributes that are most important are this output directory that tells where to store the JavaScript files when the TypeScript compiler compiles the TypeScript files. And then we have root directory. It's the directory where our current TypeScript file exists. And then we have source map. Source map tells the debuggers and the other tools that which of the JS files that the TypeScript just compiled are mapped from which of the TypeScript files. And then we have mode resolution, that is node. We have target ES6, and then we have ES module interrupt to true. But among all these three are the most important, and you need to keep these in the tsconfig file so that we can debug TS files. Now our TypeScript configuration is done, but we cannot debug the TypeScript file directly. We need to convert it into the JavaScript file first and then debug it. So to debug a TypeScript file, we need to create a launch.json. You can create a launch.json from here, click on it, and it generates it automatically. And we need to provide some configuration for VS Code so that it can convert the TypeScript files first to JS files and then start the debugger on that. In this launch.json, we provide the configuration attribute, which is an array of objects, each having name, type, and request. Then we have a program. Program is where our start file is. That is, in our case, is source/app.ts. And then we have runtime arguments. We do not need that for now. Skip files, the files we are going to skip, and out files are the JavaScript files that a debugger need so that it can debug. This out files refer to our config.json this out directory. So we need to provide him the /dist, which is we have /dist here. We provide him the workspace folder /dist/ any files that matches the JS. We also need to provide an attribute that is pre-launch task, which is npm build. It simply runs our script that matches the name build. So where are our scripts? These are in package.json. So here we have scripts. We need to make a new script that goes by the name build. And then what we need to do is build TypeScript files into JavaScript files, and that is done by our TSC. TSC is responsible to compile TypeScript file into JavaScript file. TSC stands for TypeScript compiler. And now I think we are good to go. We can have our TypeScript here, and then if we add a breakpoint here and we add a breakpoint here and then launch our Node.js TypeScript debugger, it first compiles it into JavaScript, and then we can see that our debugger is running successfully. And here we can see that this folder is made, that is /dist. This contains all of the JavaScript files that are being made by our TSC TypeScript compiler while compiling the TypeScript files. That's it for now, guys. Take care. Bye bye.